What is up, Redskins Nation, and welcome back to the HT We Are podcast, and this is a bonus episode.
You know, Freddie, I think this is the first episode we've recorded where we've done it directly after the game ended. I don't know what that's going to mean for our tone, because I think usually we have time to kind of process and get through the emotions a little bit, so this may be a little raw. But I'm kind of excited because this is going to be our true reactions. We just finished watching the game, and I'm kind of excited about doing a podcast like this in the moment.
Yeah, neither one of us has really had time to sort of come down from being excited. Well, I don't know if excited's the right word, but yeah, we're both kind of still consumed with the emotions, having gone through that roller coaster. And yeah, usually, we record the day after, so we have some time to sort of, process, put things in perspective, not, have knee-jerk reactions and all that. Yeah. But you're going to get the real reaction on this one here.
Yeah. For sure. So
let's just dive right in. Vikings, primetime Thursday night game. It wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't pretty at all. And it didn't go the way we probably were expecting it to go.
Yeah, but does it ever?
I think we could say. No, it doesn't. You're right. You're right.
Even when we do poorly or when we play bad, we don't even lose the way that I think that we will lose.
Yeah.
Final score 19-9, but that doesn't really tell the story either. And we have not scored a touchdown in 2 weeks now. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. We could talk about all kinds of things in the game, but why dance around the elephant in the room? There's really one storyline that's going to come out of this game that means anything. Something really important, something very big happened in this game, and it happened the way that I didn't want it to happen, happened in the worst way that it could happen, but it happened, and threw us all. I know it took you by surprise, Maddie Jane.
Yeah, I was really confused because I think we've both been kind of calling for Haskins to come in at this point.
Not like this.
No, and I didn't hear about Case's concussion. Maybe I wasn't on Twitter. Maybe it was on Twitter and I just didn't see it. I don't know. I just was not paying attention. And then all of a sudden, he's walking out onto the field, and I was just shook. I was like, wait. I was like, what is happening right now? And I was excited, but also I was mostly confused. And part of me feels like that's what the offense looked like in the second half, was confused.
Confused, discombobulated. Yeah. It looked like someone who wasn't used to being at the controls was at the controls.
Yeah.
Very small sample size, but people are already tearing the kid down. It's brutal, and I feel bad for him because I feel like a lot of it's unwarranted.
Yeah. You got to give him a chance to, and we've talked about this, you've got to give him a chance to prepare as the starter and be the starter, and have the coaches prepare for him as the starter before you can really tell what he is. And also, you're not going to be able to tell in one game either. It's probably going to take the rest of the season, if he's able to start the rest of the season, if that's what happens, before you really can determine if he's ready or if he can become ready. But, all those things. It's not going to happen in 5 passes in the second half of a game where he wasn't supposed to be in. It's not going to.
And even if he doesn't play well for, let's say, the rest of the season, let's say the Haskins era has really begun and he plays the rest of the season and doesn't play particularly well, I still don't think that really means that he can't be the future and that he can't play well, say, next year. Now, I don't want to go ahead and make that jump right now, but I think it's important to remind people of that as well. Yes, he only started 13 games in college. Yes, he doesn't have the experience that other rookie QBs has, but he does have the talent. But the key word there that everyone says is raw talent. Yeah, it's raw. It's raw, people. it's very, very clear. The game's moving fast, and he ain't used to it, but he's got the tools. They are there. It's got to be nurtured. He needs the experience, yes. But I'm just saying, don't be so quick to just label the kid a bust after playing 2 halves of games where he's been thrown into horrendous situations. Everybody needs to chill out. But again, Redskins Nation has no chill.
No,
but I understand it. I understand it though, and I'm not trying to rag on anybody. Like I get it, because I could just as easily be right there with you. I mean, there's some fans that I feel like just love to be miserable, and I don't understand those people. And you know who I'm talking about, Mads. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not in any way saying that your feelings of disdain are not valid. They absolutely are. I'm just saying it's really, really easy to get caught up because we've taken so much trash from this organization for so long. It's important to stop and breathe and really think about the big picture. So, but we'll...
Yeah, and I will say, speaking of big picture, I'll say I was more excited just being able to finally watch Haskins in game action, even though I knew, okay, it's very possible he is raw. It's very possible he makes mistakes. We don't come back. We don't win this game, and possibly with Case, we could have, because he was playing decently. Case he was making some throws. He was doing all right, but I was more excited getting to watch Haskins because at this point, I think that's what the fans, we want to see what Haskins is, and I think it's more exciting to at least find out this than, possibly stay in a game and possibly win a game with Case Keenum or Colt McCoy. And I feel bad for the players because, again, the defense is really playing a lot better and they're on the up and up, but I think it's always going to stop at a certain point, and there's a certain line because of the coaching. Like Greg Minuski's still here, and it's not going to be great. But there is an excitement in watching Haskins, at least in my opinion, that even though we're not winning, there's something there for me. And on the topic of Haskins, I am happy, I will say, I am happy that right after the game in the presser, watched the Bill Callahan presser, that he did say, if Case doesn't go, Case is still the starter, which obviously I'm not necessarily excited about that part. But he did say, if he can't go, it is Dwayne. It's Dwayne. Because I do think under Jay, not here to bash him. I know he's gone. He's been gone. But I think we would have had that, Colt's going to play. I think Colt would have started tonight. I think Colt would have been the starter, continue to be the starter under Jay. But I'm happy that he is. I think Callahan is more focused on developing Haskins than he is trying to win this head coaching job, which to me means something. So I was happy that he said that. Again, still not happy that Case is the starter. I think we should just go ahead and roll with Haskins. We're 1-7, all that. But I was happy that he made that statement because, geez, if we would have had to gone into this week with another quarterback battle, if Keenum couldn't go, I might have pulled all of my hair out.
You have a lot of hair to pull out too, man.
Yeah. It would have taken time, but I would have done it. I would have been that dedicated to the anger.
Can't do that. I love the messy bun.
Those
of you who haven't seen it, Maddie Jane's got the dopest messy bun.
Yeah, it's pretty much all I ever rock anymore because my hair's always tangled. But
it's the best messy bun.
Yeah, it's about as messy as this organization. So if that gives you any idea.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
It's pretty messy. But listen, we're getting dark here. Okay, I know I'm negative. I think it's time to go ahead and lighten it up a little bit. I think we need to give some props. Because even though this is a bonus episode, we still want to give props where props are due.
We got to give props.
We do. Because there is a team that keeps on playing to the level where they deserve props all the time. And we're happy to give them props. And that is, of course, our own Washington Nationals. Now, I don't know, the last episode we recorded, I believe only game one had happened, or had game one happened at that point?
We recorded it on Monday night, so it was prior to game one, because game one was Tuesday,
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So we watched two games, and I just really game two is the one where I think props, they put up a fight in both games, and for them to win in Houston 2 nights in a row and play the way they played and fight the way they did, they deserve props for both nights. But I just was so excited about the way they just pulled away in game two, and they just run after run. They were just, Houston was making some errors. There's no doubt about that, but they just have a fire to them. This team is just so exciting to watch, and that starts with a couple players, but one in particular is the one we all know and love.
Yes.
Juan Soto, okay? Number 22. And I just want to say, he is the Terry McLaurin of the Nationals to me. In my eyes, he is just everything. He's so clutch. I mean, you come, and no matter what point is it, what's happening in the game, if Juan Soto's in, I think you have that faith that, he's going to make a play. And most of the time, he does. He delivers. Because he has this clutch mentality. He's 20 years old. He's about to be 21. And he is balling on the biggest stage in baseball. And he deserves all of the props that we have to give.
Yeah, when you're 20 years old, playing in your first World Series, and the Astros intentionally walk you,
yeah,
you're doing something right. Second youngest player to hit a home run in World Series history. You know how long we've been playing baseball? And it's amazing. Through 2 games, he's had 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and I'm at a loss for words. That's amazing. When am I at a loss for words, Maddie Jane?
It doesn't happen often, Freddie.
No.
You're pretty good with words.
I talked about maybe, just maybe, if we win this thing, I might get the number 22 branded into my chest.
No, you're not. You're really serious about that?
Yeah. I'm 100% serious about that.
What?
Yes.
So you went from a couple weeks ago not really being into baseball, am I right?
Uh-huh.
To all of a sudden wanting to tattoo Juan Soto's number on your chest.
No, not tattoo.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Not tattoo.
Oh.
I'm talking about a hot branding iron searing permanently the number 22 into my chest.
Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you're a Redskins fan primarily and you've waited so long for success that once you find it in another Washington team, you're ready to do whatever. On the line.
Well, I got to experience a couple of championships with some of my other teams.
Well, we can just leave that right there.
Yeah, we're going to leave that alone. But yeah, props to Juan Soto.
Yeah.
And he's got a birthday coming up, and I wish him the very happiest of birthdays.
Yeah, celebrate.
Yes, please celebrate. Gosh, can you believe it? I mean, if we win Game 3 tonight, this is the stuff that dreams are made of.
Yeah.
And it's happening I'm so glad that this is happening right now with how bad the Redskins are playing. It's so good that the other DC sports teams are doing so well that we have an alternative and that we have something that we can hang our hat on. And like you alluded to before when we've mentioned, the Nationals and the Mystics and the hockey team, I really hope that it does push our football franchise to just be better.
Yeah.
Be better. Because the common denominator between the Nationals and the other DC sports teams is, you know what? They're well run. They have competent general managers, competent front office. They've been built well. Do you remember do you remember what it was like when Bryce Harper left.
Yeah.
Juxtapose that to now.
Yeah. Wow.
It's awesome. We're rooting for you.
It's awesome. Yeah.
We got to bring this thing home. We got to bring it home.
I believe they're going to. I am so excited to watch these next couple games and see how they play. I know it's everything is fresh, but I think we'd be remiss to not give props to Adrian Peterson on the night that he was at 6th. He's now 6th in all-time rushing yards. Yeah.
Oh, and props to the Vikings organization and the Vikings fans. Nothing but class. They gave Adrian Peterson a standing ovation. He talked about it in his post-game press conference that he got emotional. And, of course, anyone would be emotional. And it's great that he was able to go home because as much as I love seeing him in a Redskins uniform, the Vikings are home for Adrian Peterson. Yeah, that's where he made his mark, and I was really happy for him that he was still able to do something that meant something and do it in front of those fans that meant so much to him. Yeah, I felt really good for Adrian Peterson. Props to him. So as we said in our regular episode this week, we're going to change it up a little bit as far as putting the episodes out because we're on such an odd week with an odd schedule. No game this Sunday, so that means we get to take Sunday off and we don't have to watch the game. We can spend our time doing more constructive things, right, Matt?
I'm so excited for that.
You got a big weekend planned, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some pumpkin carving. I was thinking about doing like a nice little HTTR or, homage to the Redskins. I'm rethinking that, but we'll see. I'll let you know.
You're going to do a crooked... No, you got to do a crooked W now.
Yeah.
Or make like a 22 jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, yeah. See, now that...
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's good idea, Freddie.
You've got to continue. You better be wearing your Strasburg jersey. You're not taking that thing off until we bring this thing home. You understand?
Oh, I'm wearing it. I'm going to be rocking that thing nonstop.
That's something I've been wanting to get into a little bit for a while and kind of ask our listeners as well. Superstitions as fans. Do you have any superstitions? Do you believe in them? I have this thing about certain things that I wear. Like I wore a Kirk Cousins jersey during this game because Kirk has always played badly whenever I've worn the Kirk Cousins jersey when he was a Redskin. So I thought, maybe the bad juju will continue even though he's on another team.
Yeah.
But, I'm interested about that because I feel like every fan, especially if you're a really hardcore fan like myself and Maddie Jane, you have like just little quirky things as a fan,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into choosing your game day outfit, and it's not just about, how fresh you want to look either.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot. I do feel like there's certain things I'll wear. There's even sometimes like if I'm sitting, if I'm standing, I don't know, there's little things, I don't have a ton of superstitions, but there's a couple here and there that I have that, I don't know.
There's some really weird ones. There might be something to it, but let us know. That's something I'm really, really interested to get some feedback about. Do you have any, of our listeners, you guys have any weird rituals or certain things that you wear, or that special shirt that you only pull out for certain games? And then on the flip side of that is, you have your shirt's lucky until it's unlucky, and then it stays unlucky, or then you try it out, and then it becomes lucky again. Because that happens too. We could use a lot of luck right now for this season. I feel like even teams that are championship caliber teams, the really, really good ones, you do need a little bit of luck. You need the ball to bounce in your favor a little bit. That happened to us in this past game. We caught some breaks. We caught some big breaks. I mean, the Vikings had some penalties on some key moments, getting that fumble early. The problem is we made key mistakes too. Yep. Haskins throwing that interception to trying to hit a wide open Terry McLaurin, that was backbreaking, and that was really that was it. You could say so. Last week, Adrian Peterson fumbling in the third quarter, that was it. That was game. Haskins throwing that interception, that was it. That was game. And when the Vikings got the ball back with about 4 minutes left, when they came up on that, what was it, a 3rd and 19? Was that what it was ultimately?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, well, we should be able to hold them on 3rd and 19, and they convert that 3rd and 19, and I sent you that text message right then. Or actually, I sent it even before.
You sent it before.
It was
that.
before
You
the
did.
penalties happened.
Yeah,
There were about
did.
4 minutes left in the game. What did I text you?
You said there would be 30 seconds left before we got the ball. Like, we would get the ball probably at 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and when did we get the ball back? How much time was left on the clock?
26 seconds.
So I was 4 seconds off.
4 seconds off.
But I was right on. That's another thing that's amazing. As Redskins fans, we can predict futility pretty well.
Yeah. But I will, and listen, I'll eat my words. I did say, probably even in the last episode, that I thought if Haskins came in and he did have Terry in the game, I did think that would be enough to like help us win games. And then what he does is he misses a wide open Terry, and it's an interception. So I'm going to eat my words on that one. Obviously, it's not all
he's
that.
got to get time in. He's got to get time in with him.
He does. And I still believe in him. I know you do too, Freddie. We still believe in Dwayne Haskins, and I am excited to watch him start for the Bills. I think he will.
I'm excited too.
And I'm excited to watch him learn from his mistakes, because I believe that he is the type of guy that absolutely will. And he'll get more comfortable in the pocket, and he'll get more comfortable under pressure, and these things are going to happen. I believe
and he's
they will.
got lots of time to
eat my
prepare.
words in that case. Yes.
That
exactly.
helps as well. And he better be preparing.
Oh,
that's what I'm telling you. We kept. Aside as well, because I mentioned this during the game too. I felt that Kevin O'Connell was calling a very good game. I think he's starting to come into his own as the play caller. I like what he's doing. He was calling a very, very, very good game, and his starter went down, and you go to Dwayne, and Dwayne's only got a small package of plays, and your entire game plan has to change in the way that you were calling the game. You can no longer call the game the way that you wanted to, goes out the window. So, I mean, I'm giving a lot of credit this week to Kevin O'Connell. I really liked how he was calling the game, and that gives me a lot of confidence in him being able to put a good game plan together and call plays for Dwayne Haskins with the time to prepare. And on that note, Maddie Jane, let's get out of here. Let's get some rest. Let's recharge the batteries. Let's reset. I think all of Redskins Nation could use a little bit of rest. I'm glad that we're not playing this weekend, and we'll have a lot of time to sort of chill and get ready for the Bills. And just like every game the rest of the way, they're all going to be a fight. So we'll be back usual time next week, and we'll get into the Bills, and we'll probably have lots to talk about our quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, and it'll be really interesting to see what Redskins Nation and the national media has to say. But, while you're going through listening to your podcasts and reading your articles and listening to the pundits who have the answers for everything, just want to remind everyone to try to keep perspective, and also remember, at the end of the day, we all hail together. That's what we do. That's who we are. HT, we are.
Peace.